Good evening and happy Veterans Day, Tiffin, and welcome to WHEI News Center 10 live at 5.
Tonight's program is brought to you by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
News Center 10 live at 5 is bringing you the latest news around the state, around Tiffin, and around the Burg.
Be sure to stay tuned in as well tonight for our social spotlight as we check the pulse of Burg students and find out what they're thinking about on the hottest topics.
Coming up, find out why voting and marijuana find their way back in the news.
And also, we've got some localized crime that failed to hinder honoring Veterans Day.
We will also catch up on social media
and check out the latest news in Heidelberg sports.
Don't touch that remote.
WHEI News Center 10 live at 5 starts now.
Good evening, Tiffin, and welcome to WHEI News Center 10 live at 5 for Wednesday, November 11th, 2015. It's Veterans Day, and I am Stacy Hartley.
And I'm Elizabeth Wren. Let's get to our first story of the night.
The Ohio State University Buckeyes continue to push their way through a streak of bad luck as one of their top players was forced to sit out of their most recent game. Buckeyes quarterback J.T. Barrett was suspended from last Saturday's game against Minnesota after he was stopped at a sobriety checkpoint and found well over the legal limit while operating a vehicle on this past Halloween. According to Yahoo News, the hearing for Barrett's sentencing resulted in a mandated 3 days in a driving intervention program, his license being suspended for 180 days, and an additional $400 fine, all after only 5 minutes of proceedings. After court, Barrett reportedly apologized to his family, team, and fans and has remained on suspension placed by Buckeyes head coach Urban Meyer.
With the most recent hot-button issue of marijuana legalization that led to a lot of traffic toward the polls, both voting booths and state officials had their hands full with tallying votes. Unfortunately, though, this was due to a series of technical glitches that hindered quick tally times and results. According to USA Today, County GOP chairman pulled no verbal punches on the state of the booths, stating that Tuesday night's attempt to save face was a, quote, disaster, and that it needs a joint effort in order to fix it. Luckily, tech squads are running diagnostics and repairs on the machines to ensure that there will be no glitches or delays in operations by the 2016 presidential election. Authorities and Children's Services in Pataskala, Ohio, are currently investigating the circumstances around an 8-year-old girl who was caught with marijuana in an elementary school bathroom. The Associated Press reported that the young girl was discovered by a school staff member trying to light a plastic sandwich bag of marijuana on fire to smoke it. When she was caught, the student attempted to flush and throw away the cannabis and lighter and was later suspended. Children's Services were contacted soon after, and since then, the school's superintendent and district has been cooperating with police to find out how the girl came to be in possession.
Heidelberg and Tiffin universities are both taking the time to honor our resident heroes on this Veterans Day. Beginning at 11 a.m. this morning, Heidelberg held the ceremony for today, which included special guest speakers, refreshments, and a 21-gun salute, all in front of Beagley Library. Berg Student Senate proudly aided in sponsoring this event, even holding a Veterans Day t-shirt sale to give the community the opportunity to contribute. On the other side of town, TU also hosted events for the holiday that opened up with the Veterans Day service that also began at 11. The service was followed by a ribbon-cutting ceremony at noon to celebrate the debut of the newly built Veteran and Military Resource Center. These events were both open to the campus and public community, and if you missed them, maybe stop a veteran on the sidewalk or call up a relative you know who's in the military and thank them for their service. Thank you. That wraps up our local news segment for the day.
But don't go anywhere because we'll have your biggest campus stories on the other side of these short messages.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University. Every time you purchase a fishing license or register your boat, you're helping to preserve our nation's coastlines, lakes, rivers, and streams, protecting memories for generations to come. Learn how your participation in boating and fishing can help the environment at takemefishing.org/conservation.
When depression meets hope, everything can change. Help someone who's struggling by supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness and be a part of the NAMI Effect. Hope starts with you.
Welcome back to News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get started on our Heidelberg Campus News segment. In his final year as the director of the Symphonic Band, Dr. John Owen has opted to offer a series of programs called My Favorite Things. The concerts planned are said to be featuring works that hold meaning for Dr. Owens and people he's met in his life. For the upcoming fall program, the Symphonic Band will perform Ronald Lopresti's Elegy for a Young American, a piece that is dedicated to the memory of late Heidelberg student Rachel Reese, who was a member of the Symphonic Band during her time on campus. A new revised version of Dr. Owen's own composition, Cornucopia, will also be presented to honor longtime Seneca East High School band director Alden Ehrman. Now, fans of more traditional literature will reportedly be treated to Gustav Holst's classic Second Suite for Military Band. Also, WHEI picked up on a little rumor for any Leonard Bernstein fans out there. You might expect to see 4 Ian Polster arranged dances from West Side Story. And yes, there will be a march and a Dance of the Amazons too. The concert series will be held in Old Concert Hall and will kick off on November 14th at 7 p.m.
The Heidelberg New Works Festival is already almost upon us. Next week, November 18th through the 22nd, will open this year's New Works Festival that is put on by Professor Chris Tucci's Theater 306 class. The campus community and public will be able to enjoy 8 original new productions put on by your fellow classmates, peers, and family members. If you are interested in watching some fresh entertainment, make plans and do not delay to head to the Gunlock Theater any night between October 18th and the 22nd to show support for the creative and hardworking students who have taken the time to bring their products to life. And don't fret about admission. The cost for the productions is annually pay what you can. So bring a little or bring a lot. Either way, support your fellow students in Heidelberg's theater department and bring yourself for a series of nights full of entertainment.
Hey, current student princes. Make sure to bundle up and get ready to put those power walking shoes on, as this week's Fridays at the Berg is coming up in 2 days. Fridays at the Berg welcomes prospective students to tour the campus, meet faculty and staff, and experience this beautiful campus teeming with its studious, lively, and at times sluggish natural inhabitants, us. Other than the campus walks decorated with the favorite good food flags and visiting groups of new faces, the day's events, as sponsored by the Office of Admissions, will not interfere with regularly scheduled classes or operations. So put on your best come to Heidelberg smiles or just go about your campus life like you normally do. Either way, you're giving prospective students a chance to experience college.
New Works Festival Symphonic Band concert coming up. A lot of good opportunities to expand our horizons and see some of the arts and work.
Honestly, yeah, I think Heidelberg is doing a great job showing the campus community and even the public community all it has to offer and how creative we can all be. So
Exactly.
that's good to know. I'm definitely going to be stopping by. You should do the same. That's all we have for Berg's Campus News today. We'll get into all of the latest news and stories from the social media world next.
News Center 10, live at 5. We'll be right back.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
It's cool to do some things on your own, but when it comes to straightening your teeth, trying to do it yourself can cause serious damage and tooth loss. The American Association of Orthodontists wants everyone to know that moving teeth is a healthcare procedure. It needs the supervision of an expert. Orthodontists are experts in moving teeth and aligning jaws. They have 2 to 3 years of specialized education beyond dental school in an accredited orthodontic residency program. They make sure that your own smile is your best smile. For more, visit mylifemysmile.org.
This is the ocean, and this is Kipper. Kipper doesn't live in the ocean, but if she did, this is likely what would happen. This is Sparky. And this is Habitat Destruction. Boozer doesn't like it, neither does Fluffy. We wouldn't let this happen to Kipper, Sparky, Boozer, or Fluffy. In the oceans, it's worse. Lacking opposable thumbs, Kipper can't take action, but you can. Visit BeringSeaCanyons.org.
Hello and welcome to our Social Spotlight segment. Let's check out what's trending today in the world of social media. Children and adults alike were fangirling over the release of the new trailer for an upcoming movie. No, it wasn't Star Wars or another superhero movie. It was Finding Dory. The preview shows Nemo, Marlin, and of course the ever-popular Dory. The movie was described on IMDb as the friendly but forgetful blue tang fish reunites with their loved ones and everyone learns a few things about the true meaning of family along the way. The new movie is set to release June 17, 2016 and is sure to pull on the heartstrings of children and parents alike. And of course, how could we forget the Starbucks controversy? But is it really a controversy? Many people were outraged that the company released a plain red holiday cup rather than a festive snowflake or snowman. Gasp. That stirred up a lot of chatter on social media, with many saying that if the cups don't have the design, then they are, quote, starting a war on Christmas. And moving on from that, today is Wednesday, which means it is time for the Scotty C segment, and that is going live right after this.
I'm Scott Carpenter, and you're in Campus Social Time with Scotty C.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Social Spotlight. I am Scotty C, and this week and every week on to the end of the semester for the Berg, I will be talking about the college football playoff picture. So let's start right now. Let's highlight last week. Somebody who was looking to get into the playoffs was Michigan State. However, they lost a heartbreaking game against Nebraska, 39-38. There's an extremely controversial call in that one, and Michigan State, with that loss, now slips to 13. TCU was dominated by Oklahoma State. They lost 49-29, and their playoff dreams are pretty much in the past as they slipped all the way down to 15. And the game of the week that everybody was waiting for last week is the SEC matchup between LSU and Alabama, and the Crimson Tide took that one home 30-16. And LSU, who was in the playoff the week before at number 2, now drops to number 9. So let's check who's in the 4 right now. Right now, number 1 is Clemson, number 2 is Alabama, and number 3, hey, it's your Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 4, this one pretty controversial on Twitter right now, Notre Dame Fighting Irish sitting in the playoffs right now. Your first 2 teams out are Big Ten's Iowa Hawkeyes and 6, the Baylor Bears. That's your playoff picture, and that's another Scotty C. For now, let's send it back to the news desk with Stacy and Elizabeth.
Thanks, Scotty. Wow, so aside for that awesome college football picture, this whole Starbucks controversy kind of has me feeling, I don't know, a little confused and disappointed.
I'm not a big Starbucks fan simply because I don't like coffee, but I mean, I thought the cups were very nice. They're red, they're pretty. I didn't know that it was such a big deal to have a snowman or a snowflake on them. I just thought they had fancy red cups at Christmas time. I didn't know that it was so important to so many people.
Oh, definitely. And even those who are saying that Starbucks is, waging a war on Christmas, they're arguing for the commercialization of, this Christian holiday as opposed to actually celebrating it, remembering why it's done. So I think we just kind of take a look at our values once again and maybe just find somewhere else to buy coffee if you're that bothered about it. Who knows?
And who has $5 to spend on coffee every morning and
honestly, people that aren't argued and upset about the red cups. So that's good. Yeah, save some money there. It's time to throw it over to Henry to take a look at today's top sports stories.
For just the second time in program history, the Heidelberg volleyball team is the OAC tournament champions. The Berg put together a spirited performance in front of a packed Cyberling gymnasium to knock off the 25th ranked Ohio Northern in 5 sets on Saturday. After taking a commanding lead early in the 5th set, the Berg had to hold on and pull away late to finish the match before the court was stormed in celebration by the Heidelberg faithful. Sarah Parker was called upon consistently towards the end of the match as she came through in a big way with a team-high 20 kills. As the game wore on, the defense made the difference as the student princes were able to withstand rallies by the Polar Bears. Carly DeRuza had a little bit of everything in the match, recording 52 assists, 12 digs, and 3 kills. These assists put her season total at 1,258, which ranks as the 6th most in a single season in Heidelberg history. With the win, Heidelberg has earned the OAC's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament, which will begin this week. This will be the Berg's 7th trip to the NCAA regionals in program history and first since 2012. The team will travel to Juanita College in Huntington, Pennsylvania for their opening round match of the NCAA tournament. Today we have an athlete spotlight courtesy of WHEI reporter Jordan Crace. Let's check it out.
This week's Athlete of the Week is the one and only number 2, Brian Lacey.
Yeah, but it's welcome to my house party, party. Welcome to my house party, party. Welcome to my house party, party. Welcome to my house party, party.
Brian Lacey is a senior running back for the Heidelberg football team. He has done nothing but improve himself throughout the years. With amazing runs and amazing hits, Brian has done nothing but show people his dedication for Heidelberg football. 2012, Brian's freshman year, he was seen playing in all 11 games. He tallied 117 rushing attempts for 760 total yards. He found the end zone 4 times and averaged about 6.5 yards per carry. That year, he was named OAC Offensive Player of the Week. Although his sophomore year was cut short by an injury, his junior year he was able to score 3 touchdowns, rushing for 409 yards. His senior year, he's done nothing but improve himself even more. Keep up the good work, Brian, and congratulations on being the Athlete of the Week.
That's all we have for your Heidelberg Sports Report tonight. Now let's send it back to the desk with Stacy and Elizabeth.
Thanks, Henry. So, congratulations, Heidelberg Volleyball. That's
Yeah.
so exciting. NCAA, that's at least a term even me as a not very sports fan knows what that is.
Yeah, the campus was definitely like just packed with energy. I mean, it was streaming all across social media. I mean, it was great. It was good to be a part of that and to be there and to see them be like really active.
It's a very exciting time for Heidelberg athletics right now.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Congratulations, ladies. When we return, you may be able to plan for your next couple of sick days.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
Small businesses, I believe,
help weave people and communities together.
I believe in the American dream.
SCORE is a nonprofit organization where we provide free business consulting services to people who want to start a business already in business.
I believe one person can make a difference.
I am that person.
I am that person.
I am a SCORE mentor.
I am a SCORE volunteer.
What do you believe?
Do you have a gift to share?
Our client success is our success.
Volunteer your expertise
at SCORE.org.
My son has been drinking, and I think he's using drugs.
I just feel so ugly. I don't want anybody to see me.
So sad all the time. I can barely get out of bed.
I just needed to talk to someone because I miss him so much.
Stand strong. No matter what you're going through, there is hope at the end of the line.
Focus on the family. How can we help?
Welcome back to WHEI News Center 10 live at 5.
Let's get to our last story of the night.
A new study found you're more likely to get a cold during the first 2 weeks of November than any other time of the year. So that would be right now.
But that doesn't mean you should expect to feel great the other 50 weeks of the year. The study also found that between general illness, headaches, injuries, and even hangovers for those of us 21 and over, of course, the average person only feels 100% healthy 171 days out of the year.
Which means you spend about the other half of your life feeling less than 100% healthy.
So, seeing as reports reveal that the average person skips roughly 6 social events during the winter, those looking at scheduling may want to take the initial November sniffles into consideration.
Wow, honestly, with this information, bosses, don't be surprised when I kind of schedule for 2 weeks of off time, for personal health reasons, of course.
Thank you for watching WHEI News Center 10 live at 5.
Our program tonight was produced and presented by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center here at Heidelberg University.
Thanks for watching today's broadcast. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the next.
It's Veterans Day, and I'm Stacy Hartley.
And I'm Elizabeth Wren.
And for Henry, Scott, Dan, and all of the WHEI production crew, we thank you for watching.